Hey guys, what is going on? It is DaBoki here once again, and it's time for a MapleStory video. I'm here doing the Alien PQ. It's this PQ out in GMS right now, and it's really hard, or at least for me it's really hard. You gotta clear out all these stages and you gotta kill about 180 monsters in each stage, and these aliens are flying around, you gotta catch them, and it's horrible. But yeah, so I do not get to complete this, unfortunately. I fail miserably, but next time I do think I'm gonna try to bring in a party and hopefully complete it. But the set bonuses for the rewards here are pretty sweet. It looks like they're pretty awesome, but anyways, so I hope you guys get a feel for this Alien PQ here. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool though. So today I wanted to go ahead and ask you guys, how do you guys feel like you're always in this comparing, contrasting mode? You have to always compare yourselves with others, especially your classmates, on who can get the best test grade, who can run the fastest, get the most dates. You know, it's always this kind of, you're in this competition. And I feel like almost our whole lives we're kind of put this stress or this pressure of competition onto our shoulders. You know, right when we were born, probably our parents are competing on whose baby can walk the first, kind of pushing you, you know, if you don't walk or talk at a certain age, and you kind of looked at like you're kind of weird. And it gets really hard because school puts this notion of competition on us with all these gradings and all these check marks and check pluses, check minuses, and they're kind of grading you on the scale of what you should be acting upon. And if you don't reach the certain limit, the certain bar of the average normal person, I guess, on what they consider average, then you're kind of looked like you're not doing very well and you're really struggling. I feel like this is really psychological also, because maybe in reality you're not struggling and maybe you're just perfectly fine, but you just don't live up to these social norms that they're kind of placing upon you, and they're kind of saying you're struggling, and it's almost making you trick yourself to saying you are struggling or you're not doing things right. So the reason why I was thinking about all of this is because recently I've been stalking a lot of my old friends on Facebook. You know, I don't really have an original Facebook, I just have one for my YouTube, DaBoki story, but I was kind of finding some of my old friends, and I was stalking their Facebook pages, and you know what Facebook is meant for. You guys know you do this, kind of sitting in your room in the dark, haven't taken a shower for 3 days, and you're just kind of sitting there looking at all your friends and seeing what they're up to. So anyways, I was kind of stalking some of my old friends and seeing exactly wherever they've been, and it was kind of depressing because I feel like I was comparing myself with my life, all these pictures I saw and all these things that they were doing. I feel like I didn't do nearly as much as I could have done with my life. I grew up with a lot of these people, and especially I went through elementary to high school with them, and that's a lot of years that I've known these guys, and we've had sleepovers and bonding moments. And you know, 4 years passed after college, we all went our separate ways, and it seems like they're having these crazy lives. You know, they have kids, they're married, they're in Africa doing this Peace Corps, finding cure for cancer. I don't, you know, just things that are just crazy. And I'm here right now, and I feel like, you know, what can I compare myself? How can I compete with these guys? And if we ever do meet up again, you know, what can I bring to the table? It seems like they're just so active, and it was kind of making me really sad. And I was like looking at them, and they're just these whole different types of people. I feel like I don't even know them anymore. And this whole notion of competition comes into my head, and how I like to compare myself a lot with other people, especially my friends, and seeing who is doing it better. You know, and that kind of makes life fun, right? And when you're trying to compete with other people, like in sports or something, it kind of pushes yourself to pass that limit, and it almost betters yourself. And especially, you know, in MapleStory, you guys see it here also. People try to compete all the time, trying to get better equips, better damage, better times, and you know, it just kind of makes, I guess, things more interesting. What kind of makes it hard though, and what makes it sad, is when you take it to that level of you're putting yourself down because you can't meet those goals. And you know, I almost feel like you shouldn't be competing with them, but you should be competing with yourself on how better you can do. Because competition does make you a better person overall, but it just depends on how far you take it. And I really think it's important that you just kind of look at the goals, and you kind of look at the notion of you should compete with yourself. Make yourself a better person for yourself and not for others, because when you start doing it for others, that's when it starts to get stressful, and that's when it starts to get depressing. Because there will always be another person out there that seems like they're having it better than you are, and it seems like they're doing things better than you are. And you know, because we always have this thing where the grass is greener on the other side. But in reality, you know, it's not like that. We have to be content on who we are in the first place. And then after that, when we move on, we can start competing and trying to get ourselves into a little better state by competing with ourselves. And the most important thing, guys, is to make sure that you're doing it for yourself and not for others. Well, guys, I just want to say thank you so much for watching this little rant video. Yeah, so I mean, I guess that's what happens when I go stalk people on Facebook, you know. I get sad. So I want to go ahead and share it with you guys. I want to see what you guys think on this whole comparing stuff, because I know a lot of us do it. So just, you know, be careful out there and be happy with who you are. Thank you so much for watching. This has been DaBoki, and I'll be seeing you guys later. Goodbye.